Hi, I'm Lauren Hayes, and this is my entertaining speech for public speaking. An urban legend is a modern story of obscure origin with little or no supporting evidence that spreads spontaneously in varying forms and often has elements of humor. I was going through urban legends on the internet and stumbled across one I found that was really interesting. It was titled A Well-Planned Retirement. It was published in the London Times and has been circulating since April 2007, so it's a pretty recent urban legend. It starts out outside the Bristol Zoo in England. There's a parking lot for 150 cars and 8 coaches or buses. The zoo charged a fee for parking and had a man walking around collecting the money. The pleasant attendant had a ticket machine charging cars £1 or $1.40 in American money, and coaches £5, about $7 in our money. This attendant worked at the zoo for a solid 25 years. Then one day he didn't show up for work. "Oh well," said Bristol Zoo management, "we better phone up the city council and get them to send a new parking attendant." One of the managers then called the city council. No," said the council, "that parking lot is your responsibility." The Bristol Zoo manager replies, "No, the attendant was employed by the city council, wasn't he?" They replied, "No." Lounging around in his villa somewhere off the coast of Spain is a man who had been collecting the parking lot fees, estimated at £400, about $560 per day, at the Bristol Zoo for 25 years. Assuming the park was open 7 days a week, this amounts to just over £3.6 million, or $7 million. Still to this day, nobody knows his name or his location to date. Can you say early retirement? The status of this urban myth is actually false. If ever there was a story too good to be true, this one's definitely it. Not only has a team of journalists from the Bristol Evening Post conducted a thorough investigation and found the tale of the unknown car park attendant to be nothing more than an urban myth, they have also succeeded in pinning down its exact point of origin, none other than the Bristol Evening Post. And I quote, "A version of the story did appear in the Evening Post 2 years ago," explains an article in the June 13, 2009 edition of the paper, and a feature on urban myths published to coincide with April Fool's Day. So basically, this urban myth was actually created as an April Fool's Day joke. For the record, the article further states that Bristol Zoo actually has more than one park, several in fact, none of which are open to coaches or buses, and several duly hired attendants on the job. I found this urban myth to be quite relevant. I always hear rumors of people posing as others to make money. One example is a man posing as a homeless person standing on a street corner in Los Angeles. He makes hundreds of dollars each day doing this. The man actually lives in a house, has a well-paying job, and an expensive car. Makes you wonder about homeless people standing on a street corner. Are they really homeless, or are they just looking for a free handout? Another example is people I've heard impersonating celebrities and showing up for appearances to make money. These people do this on a daily basis and bring home salary for pretending to be someone that they're not. The story of the park attendant is funny, although makes you think, man, would be nice to retire early. People always come up with various ways to make money, oftentimes through scams. I came across this urban legend and thought it was quite creative. This is something that could maybe happen in the real world. Keep this in mind just in case you're thinking of early retirement through non-taxable funds.